Hey, it's Lisa, and guess what, guys? I have officially completed the 21-day financial fast. How about that? You guys know 21 days. Well, you guys know maybe 25 or 26 days because I think I gave everybody. What was it? I was getting ready to start in like 3 days. So maybe 24, 25 days. 24 or 25 days ago, I announced that I was pursuing the 21-day financial fast. And I knew, there's a lot of fasts out there. People fast from food, people fast from social media, people fast for, there's different types of fasts out there. I wanted to do a fast. Like I said in the past, I have not always been good with fast or faithful to fast. So I said I wanted to do something, I wanted to do a fast. And I said, I wonder if there's a financial fast out there. And when I did the research and I Googled financial fast, the 21-day financial fast came up. And that's what I came across this book by Michelle Singletary, the 21-day financial fast book. And I watched some of her videos and I went on YouTube and I just saw some other people testimonies and saw some of their videos, and it spurred me to get on to do it. I took to my camera, encouraging you all through social media to join me and do it. Some people said I want to wait. That was fine. Some people did it, but they did it their own type of way. That was fine too. But I'm going to talk about, just give you an overview of my experience, where I'm at, and what's the next step. So going into it, I did not take it lightly. I wanted to do everything, follow every instruction, do every activity there was entitled to this fast. That's why I feel like don't do this fast without getting the book. So like I said, this is in the local library. I did not buy this book. I got it from the Chicago Public Library. You can get it, and borrow it. If you don't want to spend the money for it, get it and borrow it. You could go on, I got it through my Kindle for 99 cents. So that don't even, if you got a Kindle or your iPad, you can get it through Amazon, 99 cents. Or if you still want to order the hard book, it's like $7 or $8 through Amazon. If you Prime, it'll come to you quickly. It's so much meaningful to do the exercises, because I know there were some people doing it with me. They weren't reading the chapters. They was just doing it. But I felt like you got a lot more out of it. It was only one chapter a day. So each day of the fast, you just read that one chapter. You can read that chapter in like 15 minutes or less. And that's how I open up each morning. Each morning I woke up, like literally woke up and read the chapter. I watched her YouTube video, because she put out a YouTube video that you can watch while you're following this. And most important, I prayed. Pray for the day, pray for this experience, and ask God if there's anything else to come out of this experience, let it come out. So I really stuck to it for what it was worth. That's why I tell people, if you're going to do this, plan it out. Sit down, look at 3 weeks. If you got a time frame when you got to go out of town, don't do it unless you're finna go out of town and like buy groceries and cook and do that. Don't do it. If you got a wedding or something big coming up, do not do it. I chose my 3 weeks. Were 3 weeks that works best for me. And like I told people, I didn't just jump in and do it, even though when I told you it was like 3 days to decide and if you're going to do it. But I gave myself a whole week and a half to get myself together to do it. So I sat down, I looked at what 3 weeks would be most productive for me. And that's why I chose the 3 weeks that worked for me, the 21 days. And like I said, I gave myself a week and a half. So that means I planned for advance. I bought tickets to things in advance up front, so I won't have to worry about that. I made a little visit to the Benny store and stocked up. So I made preparations for this fast prior to. I know some people say you shouldn't do that, but that's what worked for me, because I knew there were certain events that I was obligated due to my positions on different groups and councils. So I knew I had to be there. So I didn't want it, if you plan all that out in advance, you won't have no problem. But that's what I did. I sat down, I analyzed, I said, okay, now I know I'm going to have to bring my lunch every day for 3 weeks. I have to make breakfast for myself every day for 3 weeks. It was a lot that I was no going out to Dunkin' Donuts. I really did not eat out at all once. The once I ate out, and that was the Papa Do's, and y'all know the story. My mama paid for me to come and beg for me because she wanted me to drive her anyway. But I did not eat out, which led to additional weight loss. Now I know, I was known for going to Popeyes and Burger King and Tony's and Chai Tung and Harold's and all that good stuff. Because you get busy, you get lazy. Oh, I don't feel like cooking. It's just so easy for me to grab this, do this. And I was I was slimming down a little bit. But in these past couple of weeks, people were like, well, you really have slimmed down. And I was running, but I was also cooking and eating more vegetables and fruit and, just eating more things around the house. I also noticed, number one thing I noticed, this fast brought out, I eat out too much. That was one thing I noticed. It was all, like I said, it's always quick to go get something. It's, easy, or it's a long day. I just got home 9 o'clock at night. I ain't cooking nothing. That's how, it was. But this time around, I sat down each Sunday and wrote out, okay, this is what I think I'm going to eat for dinner. This is how lunch is going to flow. This is what we're going to do for breakfast. Okay, we got this event up. I know I paid to go to here. They're going to serve food here. And we got this, and they're going to have food over there. So I really sat down and mapped out my weeks in advance in towards of food. So one thing I knew is I ate out too much. Number two, now I noticed, yes, I grocery shop. A lot of my food got wilted or spoiled because what? I wasn't eating it, because what I would do, go out and, order out or something. But I noticed that during this fast, I ate up all my fruit. There was no fruit getting thrown out. There was nothing rotten. There was nothing spoiled. And like I said, I was so consumed with eating what's in the house and making dinners, it got to a point like, I don't have no more meats. I don't have no more fish. I'm out of this. I'm out of that. So I was just making a notes of things that I ran out of. So I was eating more of my food on the fast. Number three that happened, I did, I talked about that. I lost weight, and it helped me move my weight loss along a little bit. So that was number three. I lost weight. Number four, I held on to my pocket money longer. So every time I get paid, if you watch how I did the budget stuff, I would keep little pocket money to myself. This is money going to gas. All the dollars got designated. So I noticed, out of my personal money, that's the money I would eat or drink or do whatever out of that. And I noticed, because I wasn't going out to eat and doing certain things, I kept my money a little while longer. So I noticed that. Number five, I felt like some of my credit card bills went down a little bit, because what I'm realizing is I am an emotional shopper. So sometimes I shop when I'm bored, or I'll go just roam around in stores because I'm mad or whatever. So I know it was an emotional thing. So there has been times I've been in the store that I shouldn't been in the store trying to buy some, and I didn't need it. And it's also in the book, it talks about, having things and what purpose do these things really, serve. So it really make you go back and what is missing? Why do I feel like, what is the void in my life that I feel like I got to fill it with stuff? Because as I, think back when I first moved here, it was real simple. I had, a couch and a TV stand and a bed and a dresser. That first year, I was still slowly accumulating things. And at that point, I felt like a peace of serenity. I didn't have a lot, But I was like, cool. I had a little kitchen table, and it's like now it's 4 years later, and I done just developed junk and stuff, and it's just like a little bit overwhelming. So in this book, it also tell you about throwing out stuff, keeping stuff, and it allowed me to go in my closet. And I went in my closet, it's dresses and stuff that I haven't even worn but once, and totally forgot about them, because I feel like it was like that out of sight, out of mind. So it had me start pulling up things out of my closet. I'm like, hell, I can be wearing this, and why I wear that, and why is this like packed up? I could be, wearing this. So that was another thing. So it help you looks at things emotionally about your spending habits. It also, if you are married, there's a chapter in here to talk about married to money, how to work out money with your current spouse, or if you're getting married. If you're not married, they told you don't skip the chapter, keep going. There's also chapters on how to work with your kids in terms of money, how to give teenagers budgets. And even if you didn't have kids, they told you to keep, read it. There was a chapter on, long-term care and care for your parents as they grow older. Our parents are getting older. And it even made me have a conversation with my mom. I'm like, my mom and dad still relatively young, very active, healthy, but they're going to get older. And then one of the questions I asked her, because of how they live, and I said, you and dad are not going to be getting any younger. Have you thought about maybe, downsizing eventually your place, because it consists of a lot of steps. And I know at one point in life, God grant them longevity, but those steps might be an issue to go up to live in the second floor. So it was just something like that just made me, I put that thought out to my mom. She said, that's something we really got to think about, So it was just, making plans for the future. And it's a lot of stuff that's covered in this book. That's why I say it's so meaningful to read the book. Some people did the fast about the book, and that's fine, but it's just so many. The daily exercises really help you look into yourself and pour into yourself. They had one exercise that it was about the 10 Commandments, and it asked you some certain questions, and it was like, had me thinking like, I'm thinking like, oh, you're just a 10 Commandments. I done broke some of the 10 Commandments. I'm like, are you serious? I mean, the way it asks you a certain questions, I'm like, I did that? Oh. So it was interesting. I tell you, it is interesting. So the question is, did you really see a change? Yes. Is in terms of the financial, have you seen a change? Yes and no. Yes, for those changes I told you about, keeping my money around, the bills went down. Am I out of debt? No. But this process is the stepping stone to get out of debt. I'm at a whole different mindset. I got a whole big outlook differently now. So these next 90 days are going to be crucial for me to make the moves I want to make, to do the changes, to make the changes I want to change. So that's why it's like this 21 days is great. I followed. I did everything I was supposed to do. Did I fall off the horse? Yeah, I had a couple of slip-ups, but minor slip-ups, nothing major. But I feel like the biggest challenge is what to do now beyond the fast. So one thing they got us doing for the next 30 days, we have to keep a spending journal. So we have to write down every nickel and dime starting today past the thing, which will be June 24th for me. We have to write down every single dollar we spent. If it's a bill, if it's whatever, if you spend a penny, you got to write it down. And next to that, you write down what you did, you write down the cost, and then you have to write down, was that a need and a want? At the end of the day, at the end of the 30 days, you add up everything and just see what trends you have. And that's supposed to help you, move forward. Another thing, they talk about savings. So they were saying a lot of people find themselves not able to save. And she said, I don't care if you're at, minimum wage or six figures, everybody should be able to save some percentage of their check. So one of the challenges she was asking you is to try to save anywhere from 1% to 5% of your check. Now, some people say, well, Lisa, 1% is not nothing, but everybody's circumstances are different. Some people may have to start out at the 1% or 2%. Some people can do the 5% fine and maybe move up. But you got to start somewhere. You have to understand, just because you think you know what people make, you don't know what the expenses are. Some people can say, oh, they make 6 figures. Why are they over there struggling? You don't know what kind of debt they got. You don't know what student loans you got. You don't know how much their car note is. You don't know how much their mortgage or their rent is. So you can't just assume because somebody make a certain amount, they should have money. So I like how she look at that from a wide perspective. So it's not about if you got an education or not got an education, if you to work in public. So she talks about that. She talk about entrepreneurship. She said entrepreneurship is not for everybody. There is a push for everybody to do, and I'm all for it. If that's what you want to do, fine. You want to be your own boss. I have no gripes about that. But she says somebody got to go teach our kids. Somebody got to be a doctor. Somebody got to be a lawyer. Somebody got to drive the bus. Somebody got to deliver the mail. So everybody won't be an entrepreneur. We need school teachers. And they said you could be a school teacher and live life and be financially, at peace and freedom off a teacher's salary. But teachers pretty much in the city make good deal of money, but they're just saying everybody's not going to go into entrepreneurship. So it's about, growing your wealth, where you're at. Not saying don't go get a better job, not saying don't go improve yourself, but, she just wants people to know that entrepreneurship is just not the only way to grow money and make money. You see what I'm saying? So that... Okay, so my camera cut off because that battery was getting low. But anyway, I guess I'm going to stop there. But I want to challenge you all to do the 21-day financial fast. So I am willing to offer to you to be your coach. I will coach you through it. I can coach you through it. I'll talk to you every day if you want. But yeah, I'm willing to do that. It was definitely a challenge. It also challenged me to document my journey. And one thing I did do is I did a Facebook video, not a Facebook video. I did a YouTube video every single day for the 21 days. There was 2 times I had to double up just due to scheduling that I covered 2 days in one video. But for the most part, I have recorded consistently every day almost on YouTube. So that was a challenge for me because normally I put out 2 videos. I put out maybe 1 or 2 videos a week, maybe 3, depends on my YouTube channel. If for some of you who all do not know, I have a YouTube channel. Check me out. It's called Lady Lily, and I talk about a lot of different things. And I am challenging you all because that's actually one of our challenges is to coach somebody along through the 21-day financial fast. Somebody asked me, would I consider doing it again? Would I do it again? Yes, I would do it again. And she asked me, would you do it another 21 days? No, I'm just gonna be real with you. No, it's time to get this hair done. No. But one thing I am going to challenge myself to do is try to go another 21 days without using credit cards. Now that I will try to continue to do. Go another 21 days without using any plastic. Now that's fast. I can do that. And also I'm just going to try to maintain what I learned and what I'm doing. Like I still want to cook dinner and, still watch my coins and all. So there is certain aspects of the fast that I am going to try to continue to maintain, but I'm not gonna do that just yet for another 21 days. I am looking to do it again, welcoming in 2019. That's another time I feel like it would be a great time after all the holidays blow over. So I'm looking to do it again in the month of January. So yeah, so my challenge for myself is to come back in 90 days. So June 24th is when this video was posted. So I'm going to come back in 90 days and tell you what changes and updates I have made since the fast, because I think 90 days will give me a real opportunity to see any differences. So 21 days, small wins, changes, differences, but let's give ourselves the next 90 days with this new mindset that I have. So 90 days from June 24th, that would give us September 24th, which will be 2 days before my birthday. Yikes. Chapter 38 is forthcoming. So I will come back and do another video in 90 days to just say what's been the highlights, what has been the challenges. But I thank you. Another thing, I want to thank everybody for your support. A lot of people kept me on track. There was moments where I was like getting a little leery, but people kept me in good spirits, and they was like, yeah, don't buy that, don't do that, you good. Oh, you're doing the fast, okay. Oh, we didn't ask you out because we know you was doing the fast. And yeah, so I felt like a lot of people were supportive in me doing that. I didn't feel like I missed out on anything. I had a ball. I had a good time. I feel like I wasn't withheld any fun moments during that time. So yeah, I feel like I didn't miss out on anything. I mean, there was times that I wanted Popeyes, and there was times I wanted a burger, but I just feel like I didn't, miss out. And now that I'm seeing some physical results, based on my weight, I'm like, maybe this wasn't really a bad thing to cut out some of the fast food. So yeah, that is it. Thank you for your support. Hopefully this encouraged you to do it. Let's do it let's do it. Grab a group of people. You all can do it together. This started from a church ministry, if anybody was wondering. That's why there's a lot of biblical content to it. It was by a church, and St. Paul Missionary Baptist Church, if you want to do it, I'm all for it. But I won't be in it with you. I will coach you, but I won't do it. But maybe this is something we could do as a church, and then as we to welcome in 2019 at some point. So I'm definitely encouraging the church or anybody's church or ministries to go ahead and do it. So that is it. That is all. Your girl is done. She is done. So be blessed. Take care.